Modern witchcraft is trending, and that is a problem. What once took years of study is now filtered, monetized, and sold in a velvet pouch on Etsy. But behind the hashtags and hex kits lies something darker: misinformation, ego traps, danger, and a severance from real magic. If you've ever felt like something was missing from the spells you have learned online, you are right. And by the end of this video, you will understand why. Let us begin with the most obvious plague: fast magic. Real magic, the kind practiced by Agrippa, the sages of the Picatrix, and wise women, was deliberate, dangerous, and deeply studied. But TikTok, it will teach you how to summon a soulmate in 15 seconds using a cinnamon stick and good vibes. That is the equivalent of switching an alchemical manuscript with a shake and bake recipe card. The real work takes time, discipline, patience, and an understanding of spirits, planetary hours, and correspondences. If your spell advice comes from someone lip-syncing in a corset, that is not real magic. That is a thirst trap. Modern witchcraft is plagued with misinformation, rose quartz to banish demons and break hexes, manifestation magic on the new moon, and blaming Mercury retrograde for everything short of famine. The old grimoires mention none of this. And yes, intention is part of magic, but it is only one piece of the process. I once saw a money spell that required peppermint and matcha. That is not magic. That is a Gwyneth Paltrow smoothie. Hexing has become a game, a dare, a challenge. But magic is not a party trick. Magic is like fire, and fire will consume the careless. Cursing your ex may get you likes, but it may also get you sick, broke, or possessed, or perhaps reincarnated as a service worker during late-stage capitalism with no health insurance. Hexing without righteous cause is a recipe for a large karmic debt that may bankrupt you or your life. Do not f with dark forces if you do not understand the consequences. Let me tell you a story of someone I used to know. Let's call them Jay. Well, Jay just had her boyfriend break up with her. She did not feel that this was an acceptable course of action. She took it bitterly, and she happened to be reading about curses on TikTok. So she thought she would try to curse her ex-boyfriend. The next day, he was stung by a bee. His face swelled dramatically for the next 2 days. And then, literally the day after this hex, she had a nosebleed that was hemorrhaging so badly she ended up in the emergency room. And she now has a chronic condition where her nose will start bleeding and not stop without treatment. Now for sale! Your spirituality, complete with branded candles and Instagram filters. You can now subscribe to a magical path for the low price of $49.99 per month. But magic is not bought. It is earned. Buy tools if you need them. But build your path with your own 2 hands, not with an influencer's product line. If you are dropping $300 on a shadow work course by someone named Starlight Lovefire, congratulations! You just got scammed by capitalism. One of the most popular modern myths is this: Magic is just intention. As if every hedge witch, cunning woman, and astrologer in history was wasting their time, when they could have just wished harder.
Manifest it, babe.
But you cannot build a house with breath alone. You need wood, a foundation, and tools. Magic is full of rules, not because the ancestors were control freaks, but because magic is a system, a practice, a craft. Old witches did not just intend a fever away. They planted rue on the proper day, boiled it under moonlight, and recited charms their great-grandmother taught them. And ceremonial magicians, they tracked the heavens, purified their bodies for weeks before rituals, engraved angelic names with iron and gold. You think they did all of that because their vibes were off? No. Whether you were a witch in the woods or a priest with a scrying bowl, intention mattered. But it was never just intention. Real magic takes work, and that is why it works. The craft is old, older than books, older than empires. It was carved in bone and stone before it was ever written in Latin. Real magic is not aesthetic, it is not effortless, and it is not for sale. It asks for study, for stillness, for dedication. So, if you are ready to stop chasing trends and build a foundation, welcome to the craft, Arcana Craft.